So now love. Boldly go where no man has gone before. Okay. That's kind of what this feels like. I'm going to talk a little bit about love. And the reason I'm going to do it is because we use one word in English for love, but it's just a moment's reflection tells you that there's many different kinds of love, obviously. And here's some of the ones from the Greeks and the Romans. There's eros, which is passionate, ludus, which is playful and uncommitted. There's storge, which is friendship. Historically, this was filial love or familial love. There's pragma, calculating love, agape, the self-sacrificing love. This was characteristic of the early Christians. There's mania, obsessive love. How many of you remember the woman, the astronaut from Houston that was kind of in love with this guy in Tampa, I think he was, and so she strapped on a pair of Pampers and headed off across the south so she wouldn't have to stop. She called ahead? Oh, that was good. All right. So she has are you a fan? Okay. At any rate, that's manic love. I was just kidding with you. I'm just joking. Okay. And then there's attachment, which is actually anxiety-based much of the time. Jealous love, which is possessive. Sexual love. And then there's the maternal love and paternal love, the caregiving, that kind of love. So we use this one word, but we refer to so many different things. And so when someone says, I love you, it's worth, or when you feel that you love someone, it's worth thinking about, well, wait a minute, what do I mean by that? And what is that? And so here's a few things to think about. This is a pretty powerful definition. Love is the condition in which the happiness of another person is required for your own. Wow. Those of you who are parents know what I'm talking about, right? And if you're fortunate in love, if you're lucky in love, this is how you feel about your wife or your husband or your significant other. And so this may be an operational definition of love worth contemplating. Decide whether you are in love. Here's another quote. People love others not for who they are, but how they make them feel. There's a guy, I think he's brilliant. He writes these little books. They're popular, very popular. Miguel Ruiz. He wrote the Four Agreements. That sold a bunch of copies, and so then he said, well, okay, what about the Fifth Agreement? So he wrote the Fifth Agreement, and then he wrote a book called The Mastery of Love. And basically, he defines love kind of like this. That's an interesting definition. And then we have Oscar Wilde. Some cause happiness wherever they go. Others, whenever they go. I've been on both sides of that fence, so I can tell you. When you get to be my age, you can see that a little bit more clearly. Or ask my kids. And here's something I just wanted to share with you from a contemporary Middle Eastern writer, Al-Hafsulif. Hub is love. Ishq is love that intertwines two people together. Shagaf is a love that nests in the chambers of the heart. Teth is love in which you lose yourself. Wala is a love that carries sorrow within it. Sabaha is a love that exudes from your pores. Hawa is a love that shares its name with air and with falling. And Ram is a love that's willing to pay the price.